Maximum effort. Yeah, man. Maximum effort. Maximum effort. This iconic maximum effort drawing really shows the contrast and details of graphite pencil. There we go. That's my artist statement.
Welcome back to Talk Parlor number 13. I'm Adam.
And I'm Jordan.
How you doing today, Jordan?
I'm good. Adam, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Right on. It's a pretty exciting day.
It is a very exciting day.
Yeah.
But first, this is the podcast where we talk about last week's roll for Art Flash Challenge and how we got there, how we did it.
Recap.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, last week's challenge.
Yeah, last week's challenge we did Link from The Legend of Zelda in black and white and watercolor and fantasy illustration.
And again, how did you like it?
I did not.
Did not.
It was all right, though. It was all right. It was a fun challenge. I'm glad that we did it. I was also very glad that it was over. You know, watercolor is always a lot of fun to work with. It was just a week for time crunch. So I think I mentioned before in our last podcast, I only worked on mine for like 4 hours and just had to call it good and present what I could that week, you know. Adam took home that win with his really stellar, awesome, detailed drawing of Link. It was super rad.
And I didn't have a lot of time in it either.
Yeah.
And I had a few hours one night and a few hours the next night. Just a lot of medium challenges, I think, you know, and not necessarily that watercolor was a challenge. It was just being limited to two markers, you know, two watercolors.
Right.
I think that's what made it more difficult.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, for as little time as I had to work on it, I enjoyed it. I just, you know, because it was a throwback to my
for sure.
A game that I played as a kid, and it was just, I don't know, kind of do something different, I guess.
Right.
Video game
realm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree. It was cool.
Yeah, it was. Shall we move on to this week's challenge?
Yeah, moving on to this week's challenge. What did you think? Well, I guess at first we should say that we had
Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
We had graphite pencil.
Finally, graphite pencil.
Heck yeah.
We've been wanting this for weeks and months and weeks and months. And just every week we just hope that we land on graphite pencil because that's, you know, artists just love to draw, you know?
Yeah.
And that's personally my favorite medium. That's where, you know, my bread and butter is. That's what I love. And it was so good to finally get that.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
So graphite pencil and American / neo-traditional, kind of whatever route you want to go with. Since it's Deadpool, you know, it's more neo. But yeah, I think that's it. And then obviously black and white color palette because graphite pencil.
Yep.
Yeah. How'd you feel?
Well, you know, I'll be honest with you. The whole style or subject matter of superhero, supervillain, I'm going to say something that's probably going to tick a lot of people off. Yeah. I'm not a big superhero, supervillain person.
You know, we touched on this week, and it was like how, you know, you're either so committed or you just occasionally check them out. And
I fall in the occasional category because
same here.
I can't keep up with them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
They went from what I felt was like a comfortable amount to a point where,
holy crap, where do I start?
Yeah, where do you start?
Yeah.
Awesome movie productions.
Yeah.
I will not take that away from them, but man, if you're just a casual TV watcher, it's hard to just sit down and watch some of these ones that have come out because you'd be so lost. Right,
yeah. And like if you're not caught up, it is such a commitment to get caught up. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to start from the front and of the, you know, Marvel universe.
Where do you start? I mean, you got Batman.
There's it's like 40 hours worth of films that you have to watch, and that is.
But you'd have to go. I mean, would you have to go all the way back to the early '90s Batmans and watch all those? I mean, how dedicated are you talking?
This is Marvel universe that we're talking about here, related to Deadpool.
Yeah, but can't you tie DC comic into there? Isn't there something about DC and Marvel go head to head?
I don't think so. There might be, though. I don't know. It's 2025. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
You know, I truly don't know. But
Yeah.
I think that you'd have to start with, like, the first Captain America movie, and then you have to I don't even know what's next. You know, just
Getting out of our wheelhouse.
Right, yeah, yeah. Whoever commits to this stuff,
Kudos to you.
good for you, man.
This
Good
is
for
what I
you.
commit to.
Right, yeah,
So
yeah.
this
I
is
will
my
say
TV time.
yeah. I will say that the Deadpool films are fun, and
Oh,
I do enjoy the Avengers, um, just the 4 films that they
yeah.
made. I like those.
I watched the first Deadpool. I may have seen the second Deadpool. So, I mean, out of all the ones, he was one of my go-tos because
Mhm.
I've watched him. I mean, they couldn't have picked a better guy to play him because he's
Yeah, that's
freaking
fair. I
hilarious.
mean, he just plays himself essentially too, you
Yeah,
know?
he's
Yeah.
hilarious. So, you know, it's kind of cool to add a comical side to it.
Mhm.
Um,
And it was finally nice to have something that's like, you know, they say the F word. And that's kinda nice to, like, breach that, super safe Marvel superhero movie, into here's some adult humor for you guys that have been
right,
waiting for it for so long.
right.
So it's fun to watch.
So I was pleased to get Deadpool. Like
Mhm.
I said, just not a huge superhero, supervillain fan.
Yeah,
I just have too much going on to really get, immersed into it. But
right. Who is your
um,
favorite superhero? Gotta have one.
Deadpool,
Deadpool?
Deadpool.
My favorite is definitely hands down the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
I don't know. I think I watched all the Batmans coming up. Of course, that's a different side.
Yeah,
So I
it's
don't know
DC
if that
side.
still counts, but
I mean, yeah, superhero,
superhero.
right.
Um, Batman, I would have to say I've spent more time watching Batman than any other, just as because they've released movies throughout, you
Mhm.
know, me, throughout my time of growing up.
Right.
So it's, and at a certain point, that was the only
Yeah,
superhero
right,
show
right.
that you could watch,
Your decision was so easy to make, you know?
right?
Yeah.
Or you're going to, uh, for me, is going to my grandma and grandpa's house
Mhm.
and laying there on the couch, and grandpa's got the original Batman on.
Yeah.
So it's, for me, it's hard to get
Right,
away from Batman.
right. Yeah.
If I had to pick a second, I would probably
Who's
say
your
the Hulk.
favorite Batman? It's probably George Clooney, huh? I'm
No,
just kidding.
I really liked Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton had a great Batman, for sure.
Yeah,
Michael Keaton and that whole Tim Burton Batman universe was really sick.
yeah,
Yeah, for me, I'd say that Michael Keaton and Christian Bale Batman are tied because I love them both, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Alright, I guess we should get back on Deadpool.
yeah. Probably kind of got off subject there a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yep.
Did you research?
I didn't really research. With mine, I went realism with a traditional accent, I guess, to bring out my neo-traditional side. Um, and I really did have to like go in and verify on the internet. Does it count if your Deadpool is uh realistic like I did? I went through and um added a little bit of like hyper realistic details, nothing crazy, just enough, And yeah, that's about all the research that I did. Was just making sure that
You
my
were,
design was within the parameters.
yeah.
Yeah, how about you?
So I spent the better part of a couple days just trying to find an image that I could connect with.
Yeah. So like more into your design?
Not really. Yeah, I mean, kind of. That was where I spent a lot of time. But then once I found something, that's when I really started to research. And I think is much like what you were talking about. Just making sure what I wanted to do
Mhm.
would fit the parameters of the neo traditional
Yeah.
art style.
Right.
And different things that I could do that I could play around with
Mhm.
that would, really just lock it into neo traditional.
Right.
Um, but that was really, the extent of my research. It was just, finding something that I could relate to, finding, and making sure that the decisions that I was making were artistically right for the style.
Mhm.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good point.
Um, so I did spend a fair amount of time researching, how far can you push one before you leave that style,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
right.
Because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to get so far away from neo-traditional that now it becomes realism,
Yeah.
you know? We had talked and you'd sent a picture and I hadn't even started drawing and you sent me a photo and I'm like, man, you feel like that's seems pretty real, like pretty
Go in there
realistic.
and look, man. Like
But
neo-traditional stuff really
you
has some
yeah, you were like,
realistic values. Like
yeah,
it
you're
is confirmed, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the other thing I did was I also researched, what is the best way to pull this off using graphite pencil?
Mhm.
Because traditionally, neo-traditional is very bright, vibrant colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very bright, vibrant colors, very bold lines.
Right. And that's where you got to have like smart contrast,
And I
you know?
think that's why so many people lend to that realism style.
Mhm.
And then they add things around it that make it
Right.
more
Right.
neo-traditional, especially when you're in a subject matter, areas
Yeah.
such as what we're doing,
I
drawing
saw
in.
some really cool images that would be cool to draw in the future is these people um did like a hyper realistic skull. So sick. Hyper realistic and had a traditional neo-traditional like flames
Mhm.
coming off of the
Yeah.
skull and like encapturing it with like some filigree also.
Yeah.
It was sick. It was cool. So like really you can go as far out of the box as you want to go with
Oh
it,
yeah,
which is
absolutely.
really fun about neo-traditional.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say we're probably on the same page as far as our research. Sounds
Mhm.
like we kind of researched the same
Right.
thing,
Right.
just to make sure we were well within the
Mhm.
parameters of our challenge. Design phase.
You wanna go?
Sure. Um, so design phase. Like I said, I spent a fair amount of time trying to find something that I could connect with. I wanted something that was going to draw to my strengths.
Mhm.
Um, and something that you've always said is anytime there's metal in something, you freaking nail it.
Yeah,
You
man.
nail
Yeah,
that
you really
metallic.
do.
And so, man, I was finding pictures of a sword, fists,
Mhm.
all of his sarcastic movements that he
Right.
does. And I'm like, man, I just want something with a freaking gun.
Mhm.
And so I finally come across this one. I was like, that's it. That's it. I
Do
felt
you know
like
what
I
this
could
image was actually of?
couldn't tell you.
So he's holding the two golden desert eagles from Deadpool versus Wolverine or Deadpool with Wolverine, whatever that title is on there, and he actually kills nice Deadpool specifically for his dog and for the gold desert eagles that he
Oh,
has. Yeah,
very cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
right.
I was just like, ooh, metal.
Yeah,
Me do metal.
right. Me do metal.
Me do metal.
Here it is.
Yep. And I feel like I pulled it off pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, all things considered. But design phase, like I said, I wanted something with metal. Um, from the what I do remember of Deadpool, it seemed like, if he wasn't trying to slice you, he was trying to shoot you.
Mhm.
So I felt like the metal casings or the metal shell casings, uh, metal, good grief, copper shell casings would have been a good fit to the outside.
Uh-huh.
Um, neo-traditional, something that a lot of things with neo-traditional do is they frame an image in.
Mhm. I noticed that a lot too.
Yep. Um, so I didn't start out with the frame. It wasn't until I started drawing it, I was like, man, I could really play around with a frame
Mhm.
on this. Uh, so then I was like, okay, how can I do the frame? Because I'd already started drawing. So I was like, how can I fit the frame in here that really makes sense so that it isn't, it doesn't seem weird. It
Right.
doesn't seem like it was an afterthought.
Right.
So I was like, oh, that would be kind of cool to have like part of him in front of it, but make it look like part of it's behind him and then
Yeah.
part of it's in front of him. So I was really trying to play with depth.
Mhm. I like that effect a lot on some of that stuff. I've designed myself a tattoo actually that has that same effect
Yeah,
on it.
and I pretty much knew immediately what I didn't want. You know, a lot of times we go full page, or we go, we'll frame it,
Mhm.
or, and then we'll fill in the entire background. I wanted a lot of negative space in it.
Mhm.
Um, no particular reason other than I just thought it would look cool,
Right, yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Um, I feel like this is something that you could see on somebody's skin,
Yeah, I agree. I
you
agree.
know?
Mhm.
Um, and so I wanted a lot of negative space. I wanted it to look like a piece of flash art more or less.
Mhm.
Really played around with contrast. I will say, no, I'll save that for later, but just playing around with contrast, making sure that, I can get those depths, and just playing with the levels of depth and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, not overly a lot of, just tried to make it smart artistic
Mhm.
decisions, more or
I
less.
like it. I like it.
Yeah. How about you?
Right on. So, with mine, I'll just flat out say I am so in love with it. I think it turned out I think it just really turned out. And so for my design, I was just going through reference photo after reference photo. Saw quite a few that I liked, but then I saw Deadpool's iconic little sassy pose here and was like, "Man, that is gonna look nice." So, got that pulled up, and I knew that I wanted to do that with, the traditional accents around him, and so I sketched out my Deadpool, um, started going in and like you had mentioned, playing with the contrast, and, I really wanted it to show color separation in the graphite photo. Um, so so that was kind of nice to revisit since we haven't done graphite pencil in so long.
Mhm.
And learning to obtain those darker colors, like you really got to kind of layer graphite, just like how you do with other mediums, especially with like alcohol marker and watercolor and stuff like that. Like you layer to get the darker contrast in there. And that was really fun to revisit. I'm really proud of just how everything came together. And then throwing the banner down there to add that classic traditional element to it with the American traditional font and the iconic saying of maximum effort that Deadpool says all the time. Um, I will say something that I did, something that I wanted to do that I didn't do was I wanted to either add the Deadpool unicorn or shell. I've also thought about doing shell casings as well, or just the Deadpool symbol around him, kind of like falling down. But I ended up not doing that. I was worried that if I started doing that, that it would take away from what it was right now. At this moment, I was like, gosh, it looks finished. It looks like a good piece. It looks like how you mentioned, I think this is something that somebody that is a diehard Deadpool fan would love to have on themselves. Uh, so I just called it good right there. And I think that that was a good decision. And I got some graphite powder and ended up just brushing that along my border here. And what I like also is it kind of has this like poster feel to it.
Mhm.
You know, it has this poster feel to it, almost like I don't know. It really came together, and it looks finished. It looks clean. It looks good. It has that traditional element. It has the realism element, and I love it. I totally dig it. I just couldn't be any more happy with it. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
What'd you call it?
Oh, for the call, I'm just calling it maximum effort.
Cool.
Calling it maximum effort.
Got an artist statement?
Maximum effort. Yeah, man. Maximum effort.
Oh, man.
Yep, maximum effort. This iconic maximum effort drawing really shows the contrast and details of graphite pencil. There we go. That's my artist statement. Usually we do I do a little bit more in depth one, but it's just I totally forgot.
Yeah, you do. Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're calling her maximum effort, maximum effort, maximum effort, Deadpool maximum effort.
Mm. So
Yeah,
maximum effort.
maximum effort.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
yeah. How about you? Hot
Mm.
shot. What's your artist statement and title?
Blazing bullets.
Blazing bullets. I
Blazing
like it.
bullets.
I like it. That's great. That's
Just come up with
beautiful.
that.
Nice. On the spot too. That's
I
good.
know.
That's good. Andrews didn't have a title on the bottom.
I know, right?
Very
So
good.
yeah, blazing bullets. You know,
What's your artist statement?
I'm getting ready to do that right now, right here. Uh, my artist statement for this one is, you know,
You know
it's Deadpool.
what?
Yeah. Oddly enough, it's Deadpool. No, in all seriousness, it was. I've only watched the movie a couple times, so not really connected with it.
Hmm.
But I wanted to find something that I could connect with
Yeah,
through the movie. Um,
the guns
really, the
and
guns.
showcases.
I liked his pose.
Hmm.
Um, and I just, I wanted to put my own little spin on it.
Yeah, yeah,
I added things that weren't obviously in there in the reference photo, and it made it truly mine.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
something that I wanted to do was be able to do something yet make it mine
Yep.
and do it in graphite pencil and just be able to, you know, punch in contrast
Hmm.
and just have fun with it. That's really what I wanted to do, was be able to have fun with it. I started early. I think we both started early, and when you start early, it gives you just a little bit more opportunity to have a little
Yeah,
more fun with it.
it's a breath of fresh air
It is.
whenever you can get that sketch down and you know what you're doing throughout the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I just, like I said, from an artist statement, I really don't have much. I just, bottom line was I wanted to find something that I could connect with.
Hmm.
I feel like I connect with this drawing, especially done in the manner it's done, um, and being able to use the graphite pencil.
Nice,
You know?
nice. Yeah.
So, yeah. So there, on the spot.
Artist statement on the spot. Very good. Very good.
Um, should we jump into likes?
Yeah, sure, sure.
You want me to go or you want to go?
You can go ahead.
So, likes. There's lots of things that I like about this drawing. I like how his mask feels very leather-like.
Hmm.
Um, when I was sitting down at the table drawing it, I did not get that feeling whatsoever. It wasn't until I took a photo of it, sent that photo to Jordan, and I'm sitting there looking at the photo, and I'm like, man, this thing looks freaking good.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it really looks freaking good. So, um, it was kind of a breath of fresh air, because I will tell you what, I felt like I was struggling with the mask, because there's nothing that there's nothing that's hard lines and shapes on his face, because it's all being hidden by the
Hmm.
mask. So it's highlights, it's contrast, it's
Right.
trying to play with depth here and play with depth there, and getting lighter areas in certain getting lighter areas in your areas on the face that would be protruding out, getting darker areas in places where it should be deeper,
Hmm.
and that was a struggle. It's not like you can just go in and throw lips on there or put a nose on there and you're gonna shade in, everywhere where you would normally shade in at.
Hmm.
It's not the same. Um, I like I love the guns.
Yeah, yeah. Your guns on there turned out really well.
Yes, the guns are
Hmm.
amazing. I like his armor, or I guess
Hmm.
that's what you would call it, or his
Suit.
leather jacket, or his suit. I like the way that turned out. Um, The swords, I didn't put a lot of time on the katanas. I
Hmm.
just like
Me neither.
they're there.
Yeah, me
You
neither.
know, they look good. They're there.
Hmm.
Just kind of hit them on how I felt like they should be shaded.
Right.
Um, the shell casings, I like the shell casings. I like the smoke coming out of the end of the gun.
Hmm.
And then I did something very dumb.
What's that?
I put smoke coming out of the shell casings. And almost instantly after I did it, I realized I hated it.
Yeah. I
Which not
understand
the
why you feel that way.
not the person agree with me.
No, I totally understand why you feel that. You know, if we want to backtrack to our first surrealism challenge, whenever I did smoke, like an ink smoke coming out of the beautiful tattoo machine that I drew. I
Mhm.
mean, it was beautiful. It was photorealistic, man. It looked awesome. And then I started adding that smoke and I was like, I hate it. So it's not that I agree with you, it's I relate with you
Right.
because I know what it's like to have something so beautiful that you're so proud of and then you add that something that you thought would be nice and then it's just like, man, it takes away from it, you know?
And
And
that's
so,
exactly what happened.
yeah.
I had all the shell casings drawn on there. I loved them. They looked so good.
Mhm.
Everything read together.
Yeah.
Had the smoke in the end of the barrel. Loved it. The moment I added the smoke to the casings, I just felt like when you look at it, that's all you see are these little freaking squiggly
Right.
lines everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it freaking just drives me nuts.
Yeah. I totally know what you mean. I totally know what you mean. I do not think that they look bad though, you know? So I don't think that they look bad. I think it looks good. I think it is still readable. But I relate with you. I know what you mean, you know?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was, and I didn't understand what you felt when we did that surrealism
Mhm.
photo or that surrealism drawing. I call them photographs. I
I
don't
know.
know why I do that.
Yeah.
But when we did the surrealism drawing, I couldn't relate to you because I had
Mhm.
never experienced that. I've never done something where I've just been in love with it. You
Yeah.
know, I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. And then I did one thing and I hated the entire thing
Yep.
after that.
Yep. I don't
You
even
know,
keep a picture of the completed piece on my phone. I just keep a picture of the tattoo machine that I drew.
it was, and then when I did that, I'm like, man, this must have been how Jordan felt on that one
Mhm.
because it was like, I loved it. It was so perfect.
Yeah.
And then I did something so foolish and it
Yeah.
just was like, how?
Yeah.
How does that happen? And
It's weird, and it's like you're never gonna know what it is and how it happens until one day you're drawing smoke again, and then you learn that lesson. You take that mental note and you feel it physically. Oh, that's what I should have done. You know?
right. And
Yeah.
we've talked about all kinds of things because I instantly I called Jordan, I'm like, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it.
Mhm.
And she's like, why? And I'm like, because I did something dumb. And I put smoke coming out of my casings and then it was like, okay, what do we do? It's like, how do I you can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's no eraser in the world that's going to get rid of it.
Mhm.
So it's like I like this part of it. I just hate that part of it.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you
And
mean.
so then Jordan's like, well, we could cut it out and throw it on another piece of paper and then you could just redraw the casings to the outside of it, you know. And part of me was like, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
But then the other part of me is like, nope, I drew it like that. I have to suffer the
Yep.
consequences like
Committing.
that.
Committing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I went with it. I mean, that's all I could do.
Mhm.
I did it. I screwed it up, and we'll see how everybody votes.
I think it's screwing it up. That's the wrong term, man. You just there's it's just relatable. I totally know what you mean.
Right.
How you loved it and then you put that on there and then you hate it, but it is good. It is good. Just know that.
Oh,
Mhm.
I agree. It's good. Um, it's just an unfortunate mistake.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I think that's
Mhm.
the best way to put it. And it happens to be one of those mistakes that, unless it's something you do early on and it's like grab a new
Right.
piece of paper and start over,
Mhm.
you got to live with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a learning lesson. I mean, once I get to a point and the thought briefly popped into my mind. Once I got done with the smoke and the casings were on there, just instantaneously popped in there. Like, maybe you should just leave it at the casings and be done
Yeah.
with it. Like, you should be done. And then, doo-doo-doo,
Yeah.
here we go.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah,
Yep.
whoop-de-doo.
That's why whenever I completed yeah. That's why whenever I completed my banner, I was like, I just need to stop. 'Cause if I do anything else, I'm gonna screw it up.
It was funny that you said that when you were talking about it a while ago,
Mhm.
about how you were talking about adding this and adding that, and you were just like, nope,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
You know, there's a very strong statement for this.
What?
Less is more.
Less is more. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And if you
Less
can,
is more.
I think if you can abide by that and you can understand where that fine line is of less is more,
Yep.
then, well, one, you'd be perfect all the time.
Yeah.
And that's,
Nobody's that.
yeah, nobody's that.
Unless you're Jesus.
And then the other thing is that, um, you know, being able to decipher where that fine line is.
Yeah. I agree.
You know,
I think it's
you
where
found it,
I think it's
I did
where
not.
I really think it's where if you start thinking it, let that cook for a minute. Put it down, come back to it, and if you get those fresh eyes on it,
And I think that's a good point.
mhm,
If you can break your drawing up into segments
mhm,
and you just step away, you know, here comes another valuable lesson. Do your drawing in segments
yeah,
and then step away for 5 or 10
mhm,
minutes
and
and
come
then come
back.
back and look at it.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
if you're pleased with it,
Call it good.
call it good.
Right. If you
If
still
you,
feel like it's just missing something, sit down, start light.
yeah, start
Yeah.
light. Because if I would have went in here just with, you know, an HB pencil,
Gone really light.
gone really light, put it
Right.
in there and looked at it and been like, yeah,
Never
that ain't
mind.
happening.
Yep.
It ain't vibing.
Yeah.
I could have erased that.
Yeah.
But no, I pick up
Mhm.
the 9B and I commit wholeheartedly right off the bat. Right off the bat. I mean, just
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
No looking back.
Yep.
Because it's what I want to do.
Yep.
Or at least it's what I thought I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's, I know I went long on the dislike, but I felt like
Yeah.
it needed to be said, you know? Um, what's your likes? Let's get into yours.
I got a lot of likes.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry, I didn't
okay.
mean to take
You're
so long,
right.
but man,
I got a lot of likes, man. I love it. I really am so thankful that we got to do this challenge in graphite pencil and that it turned out the way that it did. Like I mentioned, it was so nice to revisit graphite pencil because it's been forever since we've really drawn with graphite pencils.
tip
And
forever is in we've not done it.
yeah, exactly. For the challenges, yeah, Um, so I love the texture I was able to get out of Deadpool's suit. If you look at Deadpool's suit, he has a very iconic, defined suit, and it has that stitching texture that is always there. So I wanted to pull that to the surface and bring that to life without, adding too much hyperrealism for the neo-traditional style. I really enjoy how his mask looks on his face and how you can tell there is that color separation. I really enjoy that there is such emotion in his face as well. It is that iconic sassiness from Deadpool. I love how I was able to get the shadows also under his finger.
Mhm.
I like that a lot. And I love how much his eyes glow. I didn't do anything with his eyes. There's like hardly any graphite pencil in his eyes at all. The only thing I did was just add a slight shading around his outline there, just to separate and bring the center of his eyes to pop more. Another thing that I really like is honestly in his left arm, it's hanging down. I think that's my second favorite part of this whole drawing. I feel like his leather parts really read that black shiny leather, and his red stitching parts really read the red stitch. He has a heavy stitch suit, and so it shows and it pops without it being so center focused, I guess. Um, One thing that I found out that was incredibly difficult is the American traditional font. It was so freaking hard. Um, and you would think that something of just drawing words is so simple and easy. It is not. It is not easy. It is one of the hardest things ever. My handwriting alone isn't the greatest, you know? So whenever I have to be pretty and nice with it and try to capture fonts, it's difficult, man. It is hard, but I really love how it turned out. I wish the fonts did look better, but it says his iconic theme, maximum effort. And yeah, so I wanted to go classic banner down here with it. I just really enjoy how everything turned out. Um, you mentioned that on your katanas how you didn't throw in a whole lot of detail on there either. Me neither, man. If you get up close and gritty to this thing, it's just a katana handle. I wanted the focal points of a suit to have that realism to it, and then everything else is just shading. There's nothing to it. The backpack, you know, if you get up close to this, there's no zipper, there's no shading, there's a ton of shading, but there's no like hyper details in there. I even thought about adding the mesh in the cup pocket here, but I was like, no, that'd be too much. Um, yeah, I'm so in love with it. I love it so much. Uh, and yeah, there's not a thing that I dislike about this.
That's
It is
awesome.
great.
That is awesome.
Thank you. I feel like it's been kind of a little minute since well, never mind. There was the new school turtle that I was really proud of, but this right here, man, I am just felt so good to draw with pencils, you know?
Hmm.
Felt so good. Also used a new brand of pencils as well. I used Prismacolor uh graphite
Yeah,
pencils.
how'd you like those?
Loved them. I don't think I'll ever draw with another brand of pencil again. Uh I really loved it. I was able to get some hard black in here without it being grayed out and gray washed. Uh, Another thing that I really like is graphite powder. I've never used graphite powder before, and I use that to get this really smooth gradients in the background. And like I mentioned before, it has that poster feel to it. It has that completed piece to it. You know, another thing that Adam turned me on to was low tack tape. Man, finally getting a crispy edge on my piece. So
So
great.
good.
Yeah, it is. It is because before I would just use painter's tape on our borders. And I was like, man, Adam, you know, how do you get it to look so good? And also whenever I would take my tape off, um, it would pull off the paper as well half the time. So that was really difficult to work with. And finally getting that low tech, it just comes off like butter.
Comes off
It is
like butter. It's amazing.
It's so great. It was so nice to
Yeah, there was a
use.
one point where I had everything low tack taped
Yeah, yeah.
just because it's, we could probably jump into medium challenges.
Mhm.
If you're done, I didn't
Yeah,
want to take away from.
I just
I didn't
love
mean
it.
to
Just
take
know
away
that I
from.
love it.
Yeah, that's
Mhm,
awesome because you know it's always awesome. Before we jump into medium
mhm.
challenges, it's always awesome when you can put something on paper and you just fall in love with it
Yeah, I mean, I was just in love with this whole process with this guy,
because
and it was intimidating, you know? It was intimidating. I was like, "Man."
I agree. I agree
Mhm,
because, like I said, what was intimidating for me was trying to draw a face
mhm.
without any facial features.
Yeah, and I've never drawn a superhero before, uh, so with the amount of color the Deadpool suit has. Granted, it is black and red, but you have to have that color separation. You have to show that this area is a separate color than this area.
Right.
And that's one thing that I really enjoy about my drawing is you can tell there is different fabric, there is leather, there is stitching, there is color separation, and I'm over the moon about how it turned out. It just felt like every moment there was like, yeah, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. And yeah, and none of it looks muddy. Um the backpack doesn't blend into his arm, it's just completely separated, and I dig it. I dig it.
I think it's amazing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
It
I think
felt
it's
so good to draw
amazing.
with graphite.
And I'm glad artistically you said enough was enough when you said
Mhm.
enough was enough.
Me too. I think that if I would have done the thoughts that I had, it would have been too much. And it totally would have taken away from the silhouette, and it just would have been too much. It
Yep.
would have been too much.
Yep. I
Yeah.
agree.
Once I put that graphite in the back and just everything truly became the focal here, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, graphite powder is pretty freaking cool. I've got graphite powder in mine. That's what I used on the frame.
Yeah,
Um,
love it.
yeah,
It's so
it's another
nice.
thing I turned Jordan onto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and you can, the graphite powder I have, I don't know if it's the same stuff that you got, but uh, you can layer it and get darker.
Mhm.
But if you really want to get super dark, just taking a razor knife to even some of your darker
Oh yeah.
pencils, your
Yeah.
softer lead pencils does an
Mhm.
amazing job too. But um, yeah, I mean, medium challenges. Moving on to medium challenges.
Yeah.
Did you have any? It's pencil.
It's pencil. It's my love. I don't think
So
so.
no,
Yeah.
I had a medium challenge,
Did you?
but yeah,
What was it?
I committed.
Oh
Smoke.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, I
Do you know what the H and the B stand for?
oh
The H stands for hard. The B stands for black.
yeah,
Had no freaking idea. I've been drawing with graphite pencil for forever, you know? I know what they were, I just didn't know what they meant.
yeah. I just knew H's were like you can have
They're
an
hard.
H pencil forever,
Yeah, right.
and your
And then your
B
black ones
pencils.
go. Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
you always wind up running out of your B pencils before
Mhm.
you run out of your H pencils. So
Yeah.
then you're like, man, do I buy a whole nother set?
Yes.
Or do I was gonna say, or do I try to find them individually and just
No.
replace those ones? No,
Just buy another set.
just buy another set.
Mhm.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Just keep
Yeah.
piling up the H
Separate
pencils.
church and state. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Medium challenges. I think when you draw so long with pencils, graphite pencils, it's hard to decipher challenges. I mean,
Mhm.
I think the challenge would be something that we all know, and that's to start light and build up dark. Unless you're me, just like screw it,
Right.
right in with the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know that I really. A lot of it was just making sure that your lights were where your lights were, and your
Right.
darks were where your darks needed to be, and just understanding that, and
Mhm.
but yeah, it's kind of hard once you've worked with him for so long and so
Mhm.
many years to really say I had a challenge with pencils,
Right.
you know, because once you understand how they work, it's pretty
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. And we really didn't do any collaboration this week. Yeah.
No, not
We
really.
both just kind of had our ideas and went with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our collaboration really seems to really come in on those much harder, like
Mhm.
off the freaking wall
Yeah.
challenges.
Yeah.
And thankfully, the last few weeks, we haven't had too many off the wall challenges.
Yeah. Right.
What would have been the last one?
Um
I mean, I guess the last one could have been the
the
turtle,
surrealism.
but yeah,
I'd
prior
say.
to that would be the surrealism or the
Yeah.
alcohol marker. That one was
Yeah.
freaking
And then
out
after
there.
that the new school one we collaborated on a little bit.
Yeah,
And then the watercolor Link, The
yeah.
Legend of Zelda.
We didn't really
Yeah.
collaborate too
We just
much on
kind of
that
spoke
because
on that a little
yeah,
bit,
because
yeah.
it was just such a time crunch.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we bring up segment number 2?
Yeah. What is segment number 2?
Out with the
Yes, yes, yes. So this you guys might wonder why Adam and I are
dabbed up and
we got the Stranger Things drip on. We got
yeah,
the Stranger
that's
Things
right.
drip on.
That's
Yeah.
right.
In
Why
your hat.
why do we have
Yeah.
the Stranger Things?
Because it is Wednesday, November 26th.
And what is Wednesday, November 26th at 7 o'clock?
Season 5 of Stranger Things is finally dropping.
Finally.
Yes.
After how many years have we waited?
I think
Has it been three,
three
two
or
and a
two-
half?
two something. Okay, it's been too long.
Too long.
Too long.
Too long.
So we are just so stoked that Stranger Things season 5 is finally coming out. It's dropping tonight. We're having a Stranger Things themed watch party. We got the Surfer Boy pizza. We have the drip. We have the
The
Christmas
throwback
lights.
Doritos.
Yeah, we got the throwback Doritos, a glass Coca-Cola. We've got the 9. We've got the 9 in there.
Got
Even a Christmas tree.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Got a cake.
A cake. Yeah. Yeah,
fruit
man.
cake.
Yep. We are so stoked. And we're gonna be
So,
watching Stranger Things later.
yeah, with the Stranger Things theme, what are we doing?
We're doing another giveaway.
Another giveaway, ladies and gentlemen.
So, for this giveaway coming up, if you vote and comment, your name will be added to a compilation list of, all of y'all, and we will roll again to see who gets our Stranger Things photo. Kind of just running through a couple of the things that we have on our list. We have Robin, we have Steve, we have 11, Vecna, the Demogorgon, Demobats, the Mind Flayer. We have a 20 different options here we can choose. You can probably see it on this side of me. And we are just so stoked to find one of those. We're going to roll for them after this podcast here. We'll be posting shortly throughout the week what we're going to be doing for our color palette on that. We're going with black and white with color, okay? So really here what that means is we're going for Stranger Things vibe, all right? Depending on our medium, we might have more color than black and white. We might have more black and white than more color. It's kind of just our artist depiction on what we're gonna do with that. So yeah, that's TBD.
I think
what
we're gonna
do.
kind of stick to a portrait style. Minus, we do have a couple options on there: the party riding, the bikes, and the Creel house. Obviously,
Right.
those would be more landscape, scenery type, drawings. But for the most part, anything else is going to be more really along the lines of a portrait style drawing.
I'm kind of thinking, it'll be almost like, you get, for example, Jonathan Byers. All right, that's Joyce Byers' son. He's notorious for having a camera in seasons like 1 and 2. So if we were to get him rather than just a school photo of him, I imagine like we'd want him with like a camera or something like that.
Eddie Munson with the guitar.
Yeah, Eddie Munson with his guitar.
That
or
iconic
11
scene.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So something there, portrait-esque with a little pizzazz.
Yeah.
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 What are you thinking of it? How are you feeling?
I'm so stoked about it. I can't wait. I can't wait. I just can't wait to start drawing it. It's going to be so fun. I think that, if you guys are fans of Stranger Things just as much as we are, that a lot of people are going to be excited to see what we put out there. What are you hoping that we get?
Man, I tell you what, a Demogorgon would be cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping for Demogorgon as well.
I think 11 would be cool. Eddie Munson would be awesome. I have just that iconic scene. I mean, you cannot freaking turn away from that iconic scene. Like it almost if you're gonna draw Eddie Munson, it has to be that.
Yeah, definitely. Or him doing that right there. Yeah.
Or the
right. Right.
Yeah. So there's a couple Eddie Munson scenes that would be cool to do. Man. Dustin
would be fun to draw. Yeah.
I love Dustin.
Yeah. I think that Vecna would be really sick to draw, the Demogorgon. Demobats would also be cool. Yeah. And then also 11, it'd be pretty sick to do her iconic look with her powers there. And then Hopper. Hopper would be fun.
Hopper would be fun. I think Hopper could be fun.
Yeah.
But, I don't know that I necessarily have a favorite. And I think that's just because I love the show so much.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's hard to just really pinpoint in on a favorite. I think I could have fun with anything on there.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about
it. Right. Our next challenge is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll stay tuned to...
We will roll for medium. So we'll roll for medium and subject matter.
Yep.
And then, like Jordan said, comment and vote if you are a Stranger Things fanatic as we are. Comment and vote if you're not a Stranger Things fanatic. But if you do comment and you do vote, do both of those things, then you'll be entered into the drawing. And then, obviously next week we'll throw those names into a list and we'll roll for it.
We'll roll them.
And we'll see who wins the next print.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, very exciting.
It's going to be exciting to draw. It's going to be exciting to roll for the winner. just going to be exciting all around. I mean,
Yeah, it
what
is.
more could you ask for? It's going to be awesome. So, yeah. Uh, got any more you want to add to out with the old, in with the new?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm just really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun drawing.
I
It'll
do
be
too.
fun to kind of recap.
I
You
think
know.
I think what's going to be really cool, and it's something that we've never done, and I love photographs that are done that
Mhm.
way, is the black and white with the color.
Yeah, yeah, with the pop.
There's something very cool
Yep,
about
I
things
agree.
like that. So, um, yeah. Anyway, guys, I think we can wrap it up there, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we're all good here.
Yeah. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to Talk Parlor number 13's podcast, where we discuss how Jordan and I went head to head and we put our creations up for you all's vote. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Parlor number 13 by J&A, as well as Instagram, and Talk Parlor number 13 on YouTube and all of your popular podcasting platforms.
Yeah, subscribe and comment with your thoughts and choose your favorite artwork. Keep the creativity flowing and let your inspiration soar together. We create and we inspire. And yeah, we turn our art into a journey, and it's just so much fun. Yep. So we'll see you guys at the next challenge, and wherever you're at,
Be safe.
be safe. So we kind of switched the outro a little bit there, and I got really nervous talking.
I just thought we'd switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, we got to, I guess.
But then I didn't think
Jeez.
about Jordan being
Yeah,
like,
like- Yeah. God bless America.
Jordan.
I know, I just need to do better. I need to just do better.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't hit me. I'm just kidding.
Dude.
What?
Dude. Just joking.
You gotta stop.